What's up guys, it's Skillzerk. Today we're going to do Base Defense Update 2. This is basically the latest update of the Skillzerk Base Defense. Let's do this. Alright, first of all, turn around. First of all, if you want to go to your status, put all your characters. You're not going to see me do it for a good reason, but take all your characters and throw them into your base development. This is going to make all your base development defenses stronger. Now I'm not going to do it because I've already got my base set up. But whenever you first set it up, you do want everyone in base development team, so you have the highest ranking in your base development. This is going to give you higher HP on all your units, and also higher damage for your turrets. Alright, just give you an idea to see what my units are for a second. The timer, you also want to let that timer run out where it says 15 minutes going down, 15:45, 15:44, etc. Let that timer run out, that way it updates your base development unit. Once that runs out and you've got the highest grade base development unit you can make, here's how it's built. Alright, your first two squares around your entire perimeter, the core of your base, you want to let those be empty, nothing in them unless you're building something. That's your build space to protect it. First off, you'll see that around all the turrets, there is barbed wire fences, but there's one section that's opened around the turret, and that one section open is a safe spot that we're going to use in order to check our turrets. This is in case of manual defense, whereas in auto defense, you won't actually see an auto defense turret actually use any ammo. But in manual defense, they use ammo, so that's what this open space is. It's so we can check the ammo and replace turrets as needed if we decide to manually defend for some reason in the future. Mind you, I know that there's other ways of building a base, but I prefer the Skillzerk base to be able to defend manually and automatically. Whereas the other base builds that people have going are only good for auto defense, and if you had to manually defend, your base would die. Therefore, the Skillzerk defense is meant for both. Obviously, around the turrets, as we just mentioned, around every machine gun turret piece, you have the barbed wire fences, and of course the turrets go turret, turret, space turret, space turret, space turret, space turret, which I think we'll go over in just a second. Notice they all have this one space open, but that's facing the core of the base. You shouldn't see any trackers jump to that. However, it's different whenever you go towards the turrets that are actually facing the wormhole digger. You have the two Gatling turrets that we had in every other build. However, with those, we of course have the barbed wire fences defending them, but facing the drill, we actually have a wooden barbed wire fence. This is because sometimes trackers will jump towards your drill, your digger, and then they'll end up kicking one of your Gatlings as well, unless you have a wooden barbed wire fence in front of it, in which they won't kick your Gatling, they'll just go after your digger and get shot by the Gatling and killed. So that's to get rid of the trackers that actually jump over the defenses. We already talked about the turrets, which were turret, turret, space turret, space turret, space turret, space turret. Basically a double, then 4 singles on every side. And then of course you see one huge wall, which is one space away from the turrets, which is just a wooden barbed wire fence. Now, you're probably wondering why we're not using advanced materials. It's because we don't need to at all. We're using a strong enough base that we just use a wooden, easily replaceable fence. On the outside of your base, you put the stuff that you don't really care about, stuff that you'll be replacing or you couldn't fit into your base in the first place, such as these planters, a few water tanks. Sleep isn't important for them, so like beds aren't really important, but I decided to put those anyway. But all the stuff that you don't care about protecting, you can put on the outside. In an auto defense, 9 times out of 10, your stuff on the outside is not going to be damaged anyway. In an auto defense, in an actual manual defense, they'll obviously get taken down. And then in between all your turrets, if you're doing the Skillzerk base, that's where you put all your 1x1s, such as your water tanks and stuff. You put them between the spaces of every turret, so where it goes turret, space turret, space turret, it'd be like turret, water tank, and so forth around it. And then on the spaces on the inside, you put your 2s, such as your barricades, your planters, etc. You'll notice on the outside of my base, I use a spike point. Let's see if I can find that on here. Oh, and you'll also see I have enough percentage left that if I wanted to, I could put more food facilities, weapons, gear facilities. So you'll notice with this build, I kept a couple percent left. That's so you could put your weapons facilities, your armor, etc. So you're not missing out on anything. This is also for 30 crew members. You notice around the entire base, I have these spike poles. Now these spike poles are only important in auto defense. In manual defense, it won't matter. But in auto defense, these give the best ratio per build. per item made per percentage. So it's good for auto defense to have these. I use them all the way around. As you can see, it's just space point, space point, etc. And that should be basically all you need to know. But first, we need to check here. Make sure you have everyone in your base development team, but whenever you actually decide to do the defense, if you're doing a new defense or something, or you don't have high defense, place everyone in your base defense team before you go into whatever kind of base dig you're going to do in order to get the highest, I guess, successful ability chance. Success ability. Anyway, it should be all you need to know. Take care, guys.